Welcome to My Dad is Grumpy as Shit. I am your host, Jay Cotto. In today's segment, I want to discuss putting in the work. And I say this because I had a friend who posted on social media about businesses and successes and seeing people at their highest possible level of success and just being happy and just kind of, everyone congratulating him. It's, oh shit, you did a fantastic job. You look amazing. I'm so successful. I'm so this, I'm so that. But what I don't think is shared enough, like what he said, was those lows. Those lows are really low. Those things that you need to put in, those little small nuances that you need to invest. So it's going to be time, money, things like that. Those things aren't communicated enough. And you see people at their highest possible highs and they look amazing. But at the end of the day, communicating those lows, communicating the work that needs to be put in to get there is a very big deal. And he made a great point of that. He does a lot of, fashion stuff and designer stuff. And that's not quite what I do, but that's what he does. And he's very successful at it. But again, for him to get to that level of success, there was a lot of work that needed to be put in. And again, we don't communicate that enough. And the reason why I'm saying that and the reason why that resonated with me is because of this particular situation that I'm in right now. This podcast, I've not put up as much content as I would have liked to because I was trying to create an environment for the podcast itself, something that you guys are seeing, the image that you guys are seeing. I was working on that, putting it together to move things in a direction that became a little bit more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but a step. Every time you see it, it just gets better and better and better. So I was gradually getting better at making this podcast look better. It wasn't just audio. I started out at just audio. I went from audio to video, and I was using my phone at that time. Now I'm using a semi-professional camera that I had sitting in the house that I wasn't using for a while. So I graduated to that. And it takes work. It took weeks. It took days. It took calls, text messages, time that I'm never going to get back. However, I got this image, which I'm quite happy with, and I feel like I'm very successful with what I got. But it required me to put the time in. And those lows, let me tell you, those lows were low. It was frustrating that I don't fucking understand lighting. I still don't. However, I learned enough of it to get this, which I'm very happy with. I'm very excited to have what I have right now, which, by the way, was done today, which is more than likely why I'm sharing this with you. But I put the work in, and again, days, nights, hours, shit, man, my wife is pissed. She said, why are you always going downstairs? But I just needed to get it right. I needed to get to this next level. I needed to get to this next thing. And it doesn't matter whether or not I make a ton of money doing this or not. What matters is I'm happy with the product. I'm happy to put out the product. I'm happy to put out the content. It's therapeutic for me. And I'm hoping that it's fun for you guys to see or valuable, whatever it is that I'm giving you, even if it's not as in-depth as I would like it to be. But the point of this conversation is the work that was put in: weeks, days, nights, text messages, phone calls. I mean, I have another friend who's a director, screenwriter, producer. I called him and text messaged him. What do I do with my camera? What's the aperture? What's the ISO? What's the f-stop? Where's my light supposed to be? I mean, it was really annoying. I was sending him videos, test videos, just for him to look at it. But I was putting in that work. So it's very relevant with what he was saying. And it's very relevant that you put the work in regardless of what it is that you want to do. It could be a podcast. It could be designing things. It could be personal trainer, a banker, personal banker. It could be whatever it is that you want it to be. But I promise you that it will not ever always be sunshine and rainbows. It will never be, from one day to the next. There is work that is involved. There is work that you need to put in, and you're going to get to that point where you're just going to be so frustrated and you may hit that, I want to give up, and it's going to sound corny, but don't, if it means that much to you, put the work in. And I say that because of the product that I'm putting out right now. This image may not be exciting for a lot of you guys. This may not be a podcast that any of you are interested in. But it's something that was exciting to me that I want to share with you. And the fact that I was able to get this image that I feel is beautiful and spot on I'm happy to share with you. I'm excited to share it with you because I put that work in. That being said, thank you for lending me your ears. Do what you do it well, do it the best way you know how. Jay Cotto, I'm out. Deuces.